I have thoroughly enjoyed FC25, but the fun's not over yet. I wanted to go back to what I first started doing on my channel here on FC25, and that was draft videos. So today we're going to combine the draft and manager career mode, as whatever team I build in the draft is going to be the team I use for one season in manager career mode. The only rules here is that the club is going to be whatever club the captain is from. Any icons we select, I will replace with the highest rated player from that nation, and any heroes we select, I will replace with the highest rated player in that position from that league. Otherwise, we're just going to try and build the highest rated draft possible and see, can it win a Champions League? Thankfully, I have a draft token, so we are going to use it here. Let's get into it. And our formation options are as follows. Now, we have to keep in mind we need something that's good in draft and in career mode. And I haven't drafted in a while, but I remember CDMs were a struggle. So I think really we're going to go for the 4-4-1-1 here. Let's see who our captain choice is. What club are we going to be using? And it looks like we're going to be using Toronto FC. Very interesting. If you didn't see my North American rebuild, I used Toronto FC and put them in the French league, I believe, and tried to win the Champions League. So we're going to be doing the same here today, as Lorenzo Insigne is our captain. Next up, I'm going to build this draft back to front, starting with the goalkeeper position. Who is going to be our goalie for this rebuild? It's going to be Lamens. That is tough. In career mode, obviously, not that high rating, I don't believe, especially being born in 2002, but we're going to see if it's good for a career mode. Lamens comes in at the goalie spot, our right back here. Of course, these players could get swapped out if we get better players later on in the draft. We're going to take Yavru here from the Turkish league, from Trabzonspor. Left back role just behind Insigne. Who's that going to be? Ooh, DeMarco is actually a really good choice. We will take DeMarco there. The Italian link is strong with that one. Two center backs are going to be we're going to take Rudiger as center back number one. He's a beast in career mode. And our second center back, I am going to go for Williamson, but we're going to have to use either an Arsenal center back or an English center back, whichever is higher rated. Our right mid role here, we get the option of, we'll take Playa. I'm happy with Playa. I think he's going to be a pretty solid choice for us. That is a really solid choice for this draft as well. We need a little bit more chemistry here and definitely some more rating for a big draft. And a 98 Eric Cantona as center mid means that we're going to have to swap out Cantona for the highest rated French center mid we can find. Left center mid to pair up with him is going to be, oh no, the second highest rated French center mid. I would not be surprised if that is Camavinga and Chouameni. I might be forgetting someone, but I think that's who that's going to be. And our cam slot here, I was about to say two cams. Our cam slot is going to be Ricardo Porta with a striker of, let's see, who's going to be our big striker? Ooh, this is a big choice here. I can either take Hegerberg and secure the either highest rated Norwegian striker or highest rated Lyon striker, which that would give us Holland, or Kanu, which may be better for our drafting overall and would give us, I think, Osimhen as our striker. Ooh, very tough choice there. Very tough choice. Of course, we're looking for the highest rating, so I'm not even looking at Marquis or Benteke. I think Hegerberg might have to be the one. You know what? She can also play cam. She can also play cam. We're going to have to take Hegerberg here. Hegerberg is our striker right now. All right, let's get to this bench and see if we can get any top tier replacements. At the goalkeeper position, we do get Allison. I think we're going to start Allison. I am A-okay with that. Lemons on the bench. The defender right after him, Jeremy Frimpong, of course. I think he actually gives us more chem at that right back spot. He does not. I'm not really going to play him, I don't think then. Actually, that works way better. We'll play like that. We'll make it work, EA Sports. Come on now. Next pick here, Maikuma is going to be our option. I am good with that. I like that choice. Does they get more chemistry? They do not. 4 picks left to go on the bench. Let's see who else we can add to this lineup. And Mary Earps at cam is going to be the one. I am going to drop her right in there. So I need to figure out the women's players, whether it's going to be nation or club, as we have 3 of them in here. That would either mean we have a Lyon striker, PSG cam, and Arsenal center back, or English cam, English center back, and Norwegian striker. It's going to be tough, but I think we'll find a way. 3 picks left to go on the bench here. Let's see what we can do. We get some good options here. We're going to take, is this Dan James? Is he still playing? He's still playing in the game. He's still there at Leeds. Dan James is on the bench. Next spot here is going to go to Eusebio at left wing. More than happy for that. Insigne is still our captain. We're still going to be using Toronto. Next pick here, we're going to take Sasic. That's going to definitely be a German striker, the highest German striker we can find. Next pick, we get Stein. Sem Stein, I think it is. Yes, Sem Stein. we will be using him as well. 96 rated team of the season. These are some crazy cards, by the way. Nuno Mensch at left back is actually a perfect fit for this team. Next pick here is going to be Kvaratskhelia. Wow, okay, this is just turning into an all PSG lineup. Can we get Kvaratskhelia in the team is the question here. Let's see if there's a way for us to do so. I guess Playa can play right back and Kvaratskhelia goes in at right mid, and that is full chemistry for a 95 rated draft currently. Can we get it even higher? 96 there and a 93 in for the 89. Is that 96 rated yet? It is not. But our final pick here of this draft is going to be absolutely horrendous. This draft is going so well. We'll take Nico Gonzalez. He's pretty good in career mode. And so I'm going to put Frimpong on the bench just because he's a much better option there. But currently, this is the selection of players we have. I might just end up playing Rudiger over Yavru, but who knows? I will at least sign all of these players. And now the hardest part, who's going to be the manager to take this team to a Champions League final? Let's find out here. It is going to be, we're just going to go for Eder Sarabia. And that is a 95 rated draft with 33 chemistry. What is that? A 128 overall. And that's the team we're going to be using in career mode. So we were able to find our manager in the Spanish second division, but we will not be playing as Elche. We are going to be playing as Toronto FC. But since we're taking so many PSG players, I'm going to put them in over PSG in the French league. Toronto FC is now in France. So this is the current state of the team without replacing those icons, heroes, and women's players. And overall, I'm happy with it. Truthfully, I'm having a tough time figuring out who's going to play left back between Nuno Mensch and DeMarco, but we will figure that out when we come to it. For now, we have some signings to make. And for our center back, we have to replace Williamson, the women's player. And so we had to decide between either the highest rated English center back or the highest rated Arsenal center back. And sadly, John Stones is the highest rated English center back at 83, and the two Arsenal center backs are the same rating. So I'll figure out who we sign in a bit. So as we wait to figure out our new center back, I decided to go for our two center mid options, and I was right about one of them. Here he is. It is Camavinga coming over from Real Madrid for 80 million. He's going to be a great addition. However, I was very wrong about the second highest rated center mid in France. The second highest rated French center midfielder in EAFC 25 is actually the same rating as Camavinga, just a couple years older. It is Adrien Rabiot coming over from Marseille for 50 million, 29 years of age, 83 rated. As well, I don't know why this didn't get a cutscene, but we needed to swap out a German striker for the hero striker we took on the bench, and Kai Havertz is the highest rated German striker in the game. And if you notice, for Kai Havertz, we traded a center back from Toronto FC that was still on the roster, and that was a tactical move. The camera got really bad there, so I'll try to avoid full face cam again. But the reason we traded them as center back is because both Gabriel and Saliba were both listed as too important to the club, and that's because of their lack of center backs. So we traded them as center back, and it allowed us to now sign, you guessed it, Saliba. I thought if we've already signed two French players, why not make it three? And we did actually get a cutscene this time. It is William Saliba coming in to the club here at Toronto FC, the Draft to Glory club. A cool 120 million brought him in, no problem. But we've run into an issue with our Portuguese left mid that we need to swap out for Eusebio. And that's because the three highest rated Portuguese left mids are all the exact same rating. So we're going to have to spin the wheel between Bruma, João Mario, and Nuno Santos to see which Portuguese left mid we get. However, regardless of who we get, I think I figured out our game plan for the starting lineup. Let's spin the wheel. Let's see who we get. I hope it doesn't take forever. Can we get a good one? I guess they're all the same rating, but it is Nuno Santos that is coming to the club. Nuno Santos, backup left mid for 20 million. But this is how the squad is looking after those signings. As you can see, I figured out the Nuno Mensch and DeMarco problem. I'm just going to play both of them, because sadly, DeMarco is much better than Nuno Santos. I'll have to convert Kvaratskhelia and Frimpong to right mids and right backs, and we still have a center attacking mid and a striker signing to go. For the cam, we're going to have to sign the highest rated Englishman or PSG player, and for the striker, the highest rated Norwegian or Lyon player. And let me give you a hint, the highest rated player for each of these positions was not from their club. And I was hoping to make the striker signing first because that one's a little bit more obvious, but the center attacking mid was pretty up there as well. There was really only two players it could be, and we have gone with Jude Bellingham. Not gone with, he is the highest rated. Cole Palmer is below him by 3 ratings, but Jude Bellingham is in for a $221 million fee. And you could have guessed from the beginning, if we were choosing between a Norwegian striker and a Lyon striker, Holland was going to win this every time. Of course, Erling Haaland is here from Man City. 300 million is the lowest they would go, and I know that we could have gone lower, but that's all right. Haaland is here. And so this is the final layout for this team. They get one season to prove their worth, and I think they have a really good shot at it. Since we replaced PSG, we should be in the Champions League. I believe we are, at least. And I have some bad news. Even though we replaced PSG, and the game put us in place of PSG in this trophy, which we won, by the way, game did not put us in the Champions League whatsoever. It looks like actually Monaco got that last spot. So I'm going to fast forward a year, and I'll see you in Champions League next season. And I believe we got the job done, especially with Erling Haaland scoring 23 and 2, Bellingham 16 and 7, and Rabiot 10 and 5 was actually our next top goal scorer. And we did. We placed first in Ligue 1, which means we are in the Champions League next year. So even though I was only giving them one season, I'll let them have one season in the Champions League as well. We won the French trophy, but we did not win the Coupe de France. We went out in the round of 32. Looking at the Champions League for next year, it looks like Real Madrid won over Inter Milan. So like I said, this squad gets one more chance, one shot at the Champions League. Let's see if we can get it. And this will definitely be our one shot because we have Playa, Yavru, Insigne, and Savanier all retiring at the end of this season. So we're gonna have to give it everything we've got. And we have made it finally to the Champions League phase. First up against AEK Athens. October is Olympiacos and Juve. November is Lazio and Bayer Leverkusen. December, Newcastle United. And we end off in January with Dortmund and Celtic. While it is a tough league phase, we did start out this year beating Barcelona, Man City, and Real Madrid, so I think we have a good chance. And halfway through the year, we are finally getting a good look at what this team can do while playing Ligue 1 and Champions League football, and currently we're in second place, 4 losses, 4 draws, and 12 wins overall, just underneath Lille. As for the trophy again, we did win the French trophy, and we are into the round of 16 of the Coupe de France. But what I really care about is the Champions League, so I'm going to scroll up and I'm going to see where did we end up in the Champions League. Are we moving on to the next round? As of right now, we're at least moving on. We're past the 24 mark. So far, we're past the top 10 mark, and we should be second overall, means we are into the round of 16 automatically. We went almost undefeated, 1 loss overall, but we are headed to the round of 16. And that is all thanks to Haaland, Kvaratskhelia, and Bellingham. They are absolutely destroying Ligue 1 right now, and apparently the Champions League as well. Kvaratskhelia scoring 7 goals and 2 assists in the Champions League in 8 games. This team is looking ready to take on the Champions League head on. And it looks like our round of 16 matchup in the Champions League will be against Newcastle, and we actually faced them in the league phase, so how did we do there? And we lost 3-2, so we're going to need a much better result here. Game 1 in our Champions League round of 16. Again, we only get 1 shot at the Champions League, so we need this to go smooth. Game 1, it is a 2-1 loss. We need to come back in game 2 no matter what. But sadly, we're going to have to keep that pressure up with William Saliba having a red card. I don't have much faith. Is this going to be the end of the video? Are we out of the Champions League? Let's find out. Can we come back against Newcastle? We cannot. A Jolinton 80th minute goal seals it for Newcastle. We end up losing 3-2 again, and we are out of the Champions League and have failed this video. And instead of a victory lap, we are taking a walk of shame as we have won Ligue 1 and the French trophy and the Coupe de France, but the Champions League went to Real Madrid even after taking their center back, their center attacking mid, and their center mid. And with Haaland, Bellingham, and Kvaratskhelia performing out of their minds, it was still not enough. We were not able to win the Champions League with the draft team. And this was a pretty good team, I would say. Other than the bench not being that great, this squad was fantastic. So let me know if you want to see this again. Like I said, I'm going to figure out the blurriness right here. That being said, I appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Peace.